Good morning. Something a little different this morning because of the Caldor fire. I've been so distracted. I just couldn't get into editing a video. But I've had quite a few people reach out and ask how our son and his family were. So I thought I could do a quick, maybe a one-shot video that wouldn't take too much time. And I would give you an update and also share some resources that we came across during this last week or so of the fire. And that might help you. I know we have a couple of viewers that live in his neighborhood. So let me get right to it. He is fine, his family is fine, and their home is fine. They live in Christmas Valley, which was that first community when the fire came over the ridge. That was the first community that they were concerned about. Fire came down on both sides of the valley, which was super scary to see. But because of a journalist photographer named Matthew Henderson, who spent a couple of hours in that vicinity, we were able to see by 10 o'clock at night that it looked like everything was going to be fine. And so far, so good. There are several historic structures in that valley. I thought I'd mention a couple of them because he kind of stopped right there, and I'll insert video here. But one is called the Celio Ranch, which was family-owned Swiss immigrants who built it in 1863. And they used to bring their cattle and dairy animals in the summertime, and then leave in the winter, and then kind of built a permanent residence. But I'm so thankful that that was saved. And one of the reasons is because of the defensible space that they created around their home. Obviously, they're going to have a little bit more open space because they still have horses on the property. And so that was really nice. And then just very close to that, there's another historic structure that most people aren't aware of. It's called the Hockworth Pack Station, which was the first Forest Service office in the basin. And that was built in 1912. It is kind of hidden behind the trees and also behind a bunch of recreation cabins that are along the road, which the road is south up Truckee. And so hopefully that one also was saved. Of course, the neighborhood will look very different when they get back because of the bulldozing, they bulldoze lines, fire breaks, and all the trees that'll be gone on both sides of the valley. It'll be a bit sad, and it's always devastating to the wildlife and all of that. Of course, things do come back, and I want to also show you some footage from, in 2007, there was the Agora Fire, which I believe was around 2,000 acres. And I have video of us riding our bikes through that area this last year. You can see a lot of the trees gone, but the underbrush has grown back nicely, and that is good to see. And if you, as a comparison, this fire has already exceeded 200,000 acres. So it's quite a large area. And then, of course, right next door is the Tamarack Fire, which started burning about a month or so ago. John and I drove through there a couple weeks ago, and there was still, of course, you can still see smoke coming from areas. My son tells me that roots can burn for months, and a fire isn't really declared out for a very long time, and probably the winter season before they actually declare the fire completely out. I also wanted to share some resources other than Matthew Henderson's video, which I will link below. There's another new kind of a pop-up YouTube channel called The-Lookout. Started about a month ago, and this is a guy that has a couple decades of experience in fighting fires and plotting the fires and doing a lot of the technical stuff related to fire management. And he just posted another video this morning that I will link below, and it kind of explains his background. And that's a really good one. You might want to go ahead and subscribe to that, because as things come up, he's going to this is going to be a continuing effort on his part, and they will interview, people in the business and give you more up-to-date and really good information. So The-Lookout is a really good channel to subscribe to for information, as well as just the official ones. That Cal Fire has their official website. There are so many agencies that work on these fires. Our son said he saw one from our hometown of Huntington Beach up there. He tried to get a video of the engine as it drove by, but it went by too fast. So it's one of those really heartwarming times when you get to see the best in our country and how people pull together and make, good things happen. Because without the thousands and thousands of workers, and everything from the firefighters to people who spread water on the roads to help diminish any, spread of fire, it just takes everybody's efforts in making sure this happens and saves structures. And the residents who, evacuated as they were asked to do without, complaining and being frustrated because the lines were long. Our son and his family got out early because they were also evacuated before the rest of the town, and they were able to find an Airbnb on the North Shore and are doing very well there. There are disasters all over the world right now, and so, I'm not, as Thomas Heaton would say, I'm not whinging. I'm just trying to give an update. School was supposed to start last Monday. It will be delayed for 2 weeks, and our grandson, our older grandson, is supposed to start high school this year, and we're really hoping that he has a more normal high school year, although probably not. It's the year of unnormal. So thank you all for reaching out, and my heart goes out to everybody who's dealing with heartache right now, whether it's flooding, hurricanes, fires, whatever it is. I have a much better feel for what everybody goes through when they have these disasters, and so I appreciate that. We all have to face disasters in our lifetimes, and hopefully we get through them, being mentally prepared, physically prepared, and just picking up and moving on, like humans have done throughout the millenniums. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.